Warning.
The views expressed in this show may be extremely controversial and cause excessive conversation. Viewer discretion is advised.
You've been warned.
Side effects include tooth decay,
It's rotted.
polio,
I can't walk.
hyperactive sense of smell,
Man, this shit smells.
involuntary laughter.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Fool me one time, shame on you.
Welcome to the weekly show with Randerz and Little John, episode 6.
You're Little John.
I'm Little John.
I'm Randerz.
Yeah, and this is episode 6, everybody. So, Randy, how are your holidays, buddy?
Well, first off,
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to Joe.
Hey, shout out to Joe. What a great job on the last episode.
Seriously, last episode, his hard work paid off. The
Yeah.
result was amazing.
Anyone who
Flawless.
who enjoyed Ralph last week probably really enjoyed Joe's work.
There's a lot of work involved there.
It was very impressive. I especially like the poof of smoke.
Yeah. Joe's got the skills.
He's got mad skiles.
Joe, don't be shy back there. Say hi to everybody.
Yeah, come on, man. Stop being so humble.
He's shaking his head no. But he likes it.
It was pretty good. I
I
was impressed.
We always got to shout out to the guys behind the scenes because they know what, they do a lot of good work.
Well, it was impressive. I mean, and shout out to Ralph. He did a great job.
That guy is something else.
He came out of the red.
Yeah. Give him the red.
He came out of the red. And I mean, his wardrobe was on point. Everything was looking good.
Feet were on point.
Feet were on point.
Socks on hands were on point. Everything was on point. Actually, his hat was on point for sure.
Another year of Ralph. We're going to miss him.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's, we might end that.
Actually, my daughter just downloaded an app for her iPod. It was Countdown to Ralph for 2018.
Yeah, she got one of those chocolate calendars. She's got 364 chocolates left.
Till Ralph comes back.
Till Ralph comes back. It's all good fun. You know what? I mean, what's more fun than a 40-year-old man dressed up as an elf? Eh?
I thought it was enjoyable.
We enjoy it.
Spreading Christmas cheer. It's important.
That's it.
And people like the snoring video too, apparently.
Oh yeah, Snore Wars.
Snore
Brought
Wars.
to you by Weekly Show.
By the way, I'm challenging everybody out there to videotape their significant other snoring and post
It's
it.
funny you say that. Amy, the other day, she's like, by the way, I got you snoring. I'm like, come on, let me see the video. I watched the video. It's like very light snoring. But
yeah.
I got nightshades on to say.
No, you don't.
I do. It's like
Nightshades.
nightshades.
You mean a sleeping mask?
Whatever they're called. They cover my eyes.
So
It's like I'm a parakeet falcon where they let go.
So my wife's been trying to get me back ever since, right?
Yeah.
And so I also have a sleeping mask at home because I have 4 fucking kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to zone them the fuck out. And so I got earplugs in and a sleeping mask, and I'm falling asleep at like 8 p.m. on a Saturday because I'm old, and I can hear Melissa coming down the hallway, and right away I'm taking the sleep mask off and like making sure all the evidence is gone so she can't videotape me.
Yeah, you're like, really, I don't sleep much now because I feel like there's a camera on me all the time.
As soon as I fall asleep.
But it is an awesome idea to have other people like a challenge. Like get your Snore Wars
It brings
going.
awareness to narcolepsy.
It's so true.
So it's
Before
important.
you know it, most of us will have those sleep deprivation masks or
It's the narcolepsy Snore Wars challenge.
what's it called though? When you sleep, you have sleep, you breathe.
Sleep deprivation?
No,
Sleep
no.
apnea.
Apnea, where you like stop breathing when you snore.
Yeah, I live with someone that has it. Undiagnosed.
Yeah. So how were your holidays?
They're good. We had a pleasant time. House full of people for 2 weeks straight. We ate well and drank and were merry and didn't work out a whole lot and binged and had a good time.
We had a present time.
Yeah?
Yeah, we opened presents.
Good.
It was a good time. I mean, family gatherings. It was fast, which it always is, which I'm kind of thankful for sometimes. I mean, it's just over the top. But again, family, friends, lots of booze, which you guys all would agree.
We tried something new this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, listen to this. It's pretty cool.
We had a new. We heard it through the grapevine. A friend of a friend I've heard this was happening. Is a New Year's Eve party. So for the little kids, ages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Instead of trying to get them to stay
39.
up until they're at midnight, or like faking it at 9 p.m. and putting on the Netflix countdown we did a New Year's Eve party. So we counted down to noon on New Year's Eve. So at noon, we partied and we cracked open some champagne and some sparkling apple juice. And we toasted with each other.
Mimosas?
We had some mimosas. Yeah, we started breakfast with Baileys and coffee. Mm-hmm. Then we had mimosas. Mm-hmm. Then we had screwdrivers. Then we had breakfast. It was a good day.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. We just stayed home with, my wife and I and our youngest, and my parents.
Thanks.
So you knew it was done right at 12:01.
Oh, yeah, party.
Oh, yeah, there was 3 out of the 5. They're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. This is me. I'm already I got 3-4 drinks in and everyone's celebrating New Year's. I'm like, it's an arbitrary date on the Gregorian calendar. It doesn't even matter. Okay? You don't even know what time zone you're in. Why are you celebrating this at this point? You don't even know. You should be celebrating the solstice.
Oh, my goodness.
You know how I do.
You know what's so funny? At midnight, we ran outside. We had all these little, noisemakers and all these things. And we went outside and we're like, Happy New Year. We look outside, our neighbors across the street, they got a litter of children and they're doing the same thing. We're like,
Nice.
this is awesome. And then they all sang to us, all little kids are like, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I'm like, this is too cool.
Sounds great. Sounds like Charlie Brown or
Then I
something.
said,
Charlie
shut
Brown
up
New
and go
Year.
to bed.
Get to sleep. Are you banging pots and pans too?
We weren't. We were just shooting off guns.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
You make any resolutions
I did.
or to-do lists?
I decided to cleanse myself with a jar of urine. No, I mean, I'm going to do some good things.
I decided to cut back on beer.
Yeah. No, cut back a beer and drink urine. So apparently it's a good thing. No, that's true. Yeah, I'm trying to eat cleaner. We set some goals, which we all should do anyhow.
Yeah.
But we set some goals, sit down with the family.
What's a big year for you, Randy? You're turning 40 this year.
I know. Hey,
Is it?
40 looks like the new 28.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keep your stick on the ice.
Yeah, keep your stick on the ice, boys. Don't put it in front of you, put it aside. No, 40 years old. I'm in my 40th year.
Yeah, you're in your 40th year.
78, 18. Here we are.
You're on your way there.
Yeah.
So it's a big year. So what kind of goals did you set for yourself?
Well, the first goal is to buy a car.
Yeah.
Nothing personal physically.
Yeah.
Buy a car. And I want to start eating healthier.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to work out yet. I don't want to go gun-ho.
Yeah, you don't want to be crazy and exercise all at once.
We don't want to go gun-ho because you know what happens is it's easier to fail, I suppose, right? And I hate that word fail. So I'm going to try to eat healthier, which I eat pretty good. I just got to
Eat
cut
from
back.
scratch.
I got to
This
cut back
is my
on the
advice for you.
breads. I'm a bread guy, and I love it.
Yeah.
And beer. God, I love beer.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stop it. Slow it down anyhow. So yeah.
Did you have a new wedding ring there?
I did. I lost mine.
Nice.
Yeah. So I bought one. If I lost it, it didn't cost much.
Wow.
So I bought a bunch of them. Here we are. Black. It's black one. God love her. It's one of those widow bands. No.
I like it. Is that like one of those safe ones at work too?
It is. It's actually silicone.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So
I've heard about these.
It doesn't
bother you?
It's an Enzo ring.
I could have used that this week, actually.
It's an Enzo ring. I liked it on Facebook, and it was on my feed every other second, so I bought 7 of them.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is
I
crazy.
could have used that this week, actually. I had a bit of a ring finger injury.
Oh, God.
Oh, that thing would have...
It's gross. Mel Gibson style.
What? Okay, so it was a cold dark night.
He was like, yeah, should have been there, kids.
Okay, box jump fail.
Yeah. Box jump fail.
Basically, hashtag box jump fail.
First off, explain to what a box jump is. People might not know what a box jump is.
So it's a box that you jump on.
There you go. See? Just in case you guys didn't know.
So now you know.
And no one is at the model.
So you talked about exercising and things like that. So you exercise by jumping on a box and then stepping off it. So my wife was with me at the time, and we're in the gym in the garage where I have a gym set up, and there's a TV in there. And my wife's just hanging out watching TV, watching Suits. So I'm exercising, I'm doing box jumps, and Suits starts to get interesting. There's like an affair going on or something, and like buddy's about to kiss someone else or something. I'm like watching.
Stay focused.
Boom, trip on the box, fall, tumble, hit my shin hurts. I put my hand in the air. My wife's like, no, please, no. I'm like, honey, what? I look at my hand. It's like my finger.
It looks like this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a.
Okay, Joe, we're gonna find a similar injury.
Yeah,
and
we
put it on
gotta
the
find
screen
that
for you.
later on.
Yeah, there's one. The Rock did it. The Rock dislocated a finger once. So my finger ended here, and it zigzagged to make it to that point. So it was just squished to nothing. So she's like scared and underneath her robe. And to put her out of her pain, I had to grab it and straighten it for her. So I just kind of put it back in place, which was a lot of pain. I'm seeing stars, pain's rushing in. I show her. She feels better about it. Went outside, grabbed a snowball, put it in my hand. It fucking hurt like a mofo, man.
Jeez.
But I'm lucky that I don't have my wedding ring on that finger because I don't know if you can see that, but
That's where you had to get a silicone ring.
it's like 3 times the size. You can't really tell.
Yeah, it looks like a thigh.
But if this ring was on this finger, it would have never came off. It would have caused some major injury.
If that finger was on my leg, it would be bigger than my leg. Let's put it that way. Oh, my God.
Anyway, I'm fine. It's back to normal.
That's crazy, man.
No big deal.
That must have been crazy. It must have sounded like a bomb when you fell.
Yeah, it sounded like a bomb fucking went off in my hand.
Speaking of bomb, good segue to that one. What about that bomb cyclone? Weather, breaking news, nowcast. No
Breaking
nowcast here.
news.
That was a wildcast.
Yeah, so what happened?
Bomb cyclone. You ever heard of this?
I never heard of a bomb cyclone.
This is new. Weather people tend to have these new lingos these days, these new terminology.
Yeah, they're like, there's an Alberta Clipper coming through.
That's always been around.
Has it?
Yeah. Always been around.
I thought it was the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been. Hair clippers? Either way, bomb cyclone comes around. It's a phenomenon no one's ever heard about. Extreme cold,
Yeah,
low pressure,
yeah.
cause it's basically like a hurricane in the winter. In the winter.
A winter hurricane.
Well, they normally call them nor'easters, right? They come up the coast.
How do you say it?
Nor'easter. They normally call them from the nor'easter. You know, up here in the nor'easter.
And you work in this shit.
I do. I work in this shit. Now, I didn't work at the bomb cyclone, but I work in the goddamn extreme cold, Randerz. Yeah. Hey, cheers on that one. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. I work in this shit. And I'm not going to say what I do, but you shouldn't do it because it's cold.
Yeah, so you're dressed out there like...
I'm dressed like I'm working on the International Space Station. Literally, my gloves are so thick, I'm just floating in the air. It's a disaster.
Yeah, how do you work outside in that shit?
I don't know. I just go. I love my family. I need to eat, and I had to continue on.
It's important to buy them stuff for Christmas.
I come home like this, missing a finger. How was work? Well, 3 are black and 1's missing. But I love you guys.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, I got a couple of hand transplants. But it's part of life. I mean, you got to work. Got to do it. One day I'll grow up.
Oh, man.
One day I'll grow up and I'll move on.
So, yeah, those are the holidays, basically.
Those are holidays.
In a nutshell.
That's what's happening.
Are those holidays in a nutshell?
No, this is me in a nutshell. Yeah, so either way. But the biggest story.
Something huge happened. Our top story of the week, actually.
Oh my goodness, top story of the week.
Top story of the week.
And
It's
you're
affected everybody, folks.
Everyone in Ontario.
Are you ready?
The Liberals have done something so dangerous that we're all questioning.
Just
what's
roll the
gonna
dice, see what happens.
$15 an
You know what?
hour.
I like $15 an hour. What do you think? I like 15 too.
Well, we'll do a 14 though.
I'll tell you what. We'll do it one step at a time. We'll start at 14.
Yeah, we'll crank it to 14 and then we'll wait and go up another $1.
So minimum wage was $11.40 an hour,
Yep.
and they moved it up to $14.
Just like that. That's dramatic.
We got 6 months notice. We got a notice in June that says they're thinking about it and they're gonna put it through. And it got passed in like early December, and we had a month basically once it was passed. We had 6 months to prepare as a small business or as any business.
As any business, because any business is gonna whoa.
So like as you know, if you run a business, you like to do these things called planning sessions. Yeah. Okay. So you like to plan and put a business plan together, and you forecast what could happen in the next maybe month, in the next year, the next 3 years, and the next 5 years. Nobody fucking saw this coming. Okay. Nobody saw a 21% increase happening in your wages within 6 months. Nobody. You couldn't plan for that. There's no way you can plan for that. And then, if you add in what they're doing by January of next year, it's a total of a 31.5% increase to minimum wage. 31.5%. That's unprecedented.
That's insane.
It's crazy. And so the money has to come from somewhere, right?
Oh, definitely.
Where's the money coming from? Well, let me tell you where the money's coming from. Because
employers.
In our business, we had to raise rates 24%. Okay, so we were already struggling this year. We haven't raised prices in 4 or 5 years at our business. And we should have been raising rates this whole time, like a little bit at a time. But we've been trying to keep our rates as low as possible and run as efficient as possible to keep rates low for everybody. Well, we knew we screwed up this year and we were losing money, which is fine. We can correct next year. So we were planning for about a 10% increase, 10 to 15% increase, which is significant. 10%, I think, is what we decided on, which is a significant increase in prices. But it had to be done. And then we get hit with this, which is increasing minimum wage by 21%. So our wages are going up very significantly.
Yeah, everything else is still going up.
Now, here's the tough decision. So we're a business owner. Most of our people already make more than minimum wage. Mm-hmm. And most people are already at $14 an hour, 15 or more, right? Yeah. They're at that threshold. But what? I'm just going to leave them where they're at?
Yeah, when you bring in someone new. When you bring in someone new.
So before I had a competitive wage, we offered benefits, we offer paid days off, we offer, a lot of different things. And now all of that's the minimum. So now I'm no longer competitive.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to recruit people? How am I supposed to keep people when they can do the exact same thing down the street at Tim Hortons? With zero education, zero experience. You need zero education, zero experience. You walk in the door, now you get $14 an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a living wage. It's supposed to be your first job. Okay? The wage has to be enough to motivate you, but at the same time, you're not there with a ball and chain, okay? You're not forced to stay there. You can work anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? You don't have to stay there. If you don't like making minimum wage, you can go anywhere you want. Mm-hmm. So move on.
Yeah.
Get an education, move on to another place.
Well, it's supposed to be a stepping stone anyhow, right? It's not supposed to be a lifelong thing.
My point is, whatever, we'll take it in stride. Our wages went up 21%. Our prices went up 21%. Nobody's better off. I'm in the exact same position, okay? They're in the same position. The people that are in the worst position are in most places, if you make $15 an hour, you're not getting a raise.
Right? Yeah.
You just took a 21%.
You know how long it's going to take to get a raise? If ever? If ever?
You just took a 21% pay cut. Mm-hmm. Because you're not moving anywhere. Everyone else is moving up. Your bread just went from $4 to $6. You go to a restaurant, it's going to cost you 20% more. You go to childcare, it's going to cost you 20% more. All these things are going to go up. But your wage didn't go up because nobody can afford that.
But think about everything else. Everything else is going up.
Everything will go up.
Outside of that already, though. Like, it's already going up.
Well, how do you not? Like, we moved our prices up in September. I'm not going to sit around and wait to see what happens. Okay, we plan. All of our planning and our fiscal year end and everything is in September. So that's the time that we make changes, if we're going to make them. People that are sitting around and not making changes and are just waiting to see what happens, I can't wait to see how many businesses close this year.
Now, the bigger chains, the bigger companies, gazillion-dollar companies. What do you think of these ones? What do you think of these ones?
I think they're publicly traded companies. They should be treated differently.
Yeah, they shouldn't be in the same category.
They shouldn't be in the same category as a small business.
I mean, taking away benefits.
Most small business owners are paying themselves $15 an hour, okay, folks? And they thought they were doing okay. Now they're making minimum wage. Why are they even doing it?
Yeah, look at all the big. They're restructuring. They're bringing them down to what, part-time hours, reducing the benefits. Which, I mean, sometimes when people are freaking with the whole benefit thing, I mean, you got to realize that everybody's getting benefits now up to 24 years of age or prescriptions for free, right? So maybe that's got something to do with the fact that people are freaking about the benefits, right? Oh my God, they're taking away the benefits. Well, then maybe they're restructuring their insurance. I don't know. Like, you guys pay insurance or you pay benefits for your employers or employees. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I think as a business, you work backwards. You look at how much money you can make. You look at what you can afford, and you work backwards. So here's how much revenue we have. How do we divide it amongst our employees? You do the best you possibly can. You need to keep a little bit in your pocket just in case things happen. Your roof could cave in. You need a new heating and cooling system. You need, emergency emergency money, whatever. So as most small businesses are only working, like, you might pull in 3.5%, 4% of profit maybe at the end of the year. Like, very little. Most places are losing money. Most places close.
Like, the objective as an employer or as a business owner is it do well. You worked your butt off to get to that point.
You want to pay your bills. You want to feed your kids.
But you want to do well. I mean,
you're mortgaging your house. You're putting everything on the line.
Everything's leaned. Yeah,
you put all the risks up front.
Yeah, and
you're not making a whole lot more than the person beside you that's working next to you.
People think you are because you own a business. It's not the case. Yeah.
Taxes through the roof.
Yeah.
HST on your rent. Like, you think rent is supposed to be cheap, right? You pay HST on your rent. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
As a business, you pay HSTN rent.
You pay it everywhere.
You pay it everywhere.
Yeah.
Your property taxes, and then there's crazy stuff. So the fire department or not the fire department, but all your extinguishers need to be checked. Every this needs to be checked. Like there's crazy inspections coming through the ass that you pay for. There's so many hidden costs that never end. It never ends.
There's
Then
always
stuff
something
breaks.
new. Always something new.
So, yeah, always something new, and something always breaks, and then
So-
the rules always change
So,
on you.
question to you: should they, as a business owner, should they have slowly increased it just a little bit? Because it's got to get increased. I mean, everything else,
No.
inflation's going up everywhere else. Like,
Okay.
how does it work?
Here's what should have happened: the people in a lower tax bracket should have been paying zero taxes. If you want to give them more money, you should have had them pay less taxes so they have more in their pocket, because they just got a 21% increase, and you know what the take home is going to be? Maybe 10%.
Yeah.
Because now you're in the next tax bracket.
Yeah, they're in the next tax bracket.
Now your OSAP's
Yeah,
gone.
they're gaining the
Now your
taxes.
child tax benefit's gone.
That's what the government's
now all your
doing.
perks are done. And the government's taking all that.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's the plan.
Their revenue just increased like crazy.
That's right.
They just got so much
Exactly.
more payroll tax, so much more everything. They don't
That's
need to
the-
pay your
that's the
OSAP
objective.
anymore. They don't need to pay your anything.
That's the objective for sure.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Your take home is not going to be much more.
Yeah. People don't realize that. They claim, more money's going to the community, but no, it's not. They're getting taxed more.
And the employer matches all your CPP, EI, all that stuff. We match all that. Mm-hmm. So your deductions, we're also paying for. Mm-hmm. So you pay for it and we pay for it. So
It's a nightmare.
it's going to end up being a 31% increase, and your take home at the end of the day is not going to be a whole lot more. And what you have left with, guess what? Everything costs more now.
Yeah.
So you're in the exact same boat.
Yeah, if not worse.
If not worse. Because everything, restaurants, how are restaurants going to survive?
Well,
A restaurant barely makes money as it
Maria's
is.
in Amherstburg, they didn't want to lay off anybody, but they increased their menu by a certain amount. Their breakfast is from $6 to almost $8.
$7.99.
But people,
from
like, especially
$6.49.
people, the elderly that are fixed incomes and stuff, they're going to say, I'm not going out no more. I'm not
You
doing
can't.
this. It's going to be a domino effect. I don't understand their mentality behind this.
Everything's just going to go up. Here's the thing, like, you're not going to have any more money at the end of the day is what I'm saying. $15 used to be a living wage. Now it's no longer a living wage. Now it's the minimum wage. So now you're going to need 18 to 20 bucks to survive, because bread just went from $4 to $6. Sobeys just laid off a ton of people. Loblaws just laid off a ton of people. You're not going to end up with any more money at the end of the day is what I'm trying to say. You're
Well,
not
you
any
know who
better
is,
off.
though? Somebody is.
Yeah, the government is.
That's right. That's the agenda
Yeah.
behind the whole thing. And yet, as Canadians... No, but
I'm a bit of a passionate subject here.
it's okay, though. I mean, it's a good subject, and it's new, it's fresh. But we don't stand up as a group of people to tell the government to go fuck themselves. We don't
We need
do
to
it.
bring costs down. Okay, you don't need more money. You need to, in a business, there's two things you can do to make more money. You can increase your revenue, or you can decrease your expenses. Okay? To increase revenue, you usually increase expenses at the same time. It doesn't help a whole lot. But every expense you decrease is $1 in your pocket. Every dollar you save on expenses is $1 in your pocket. What we're doing here is just increasing revenue, which is increasing expenses. And we're going to end up in the exact same spot.
That's right.
If we could lower costs of things instead, like, I don't know, what are your biggest bills? Food probably is one of the biggest bills these days. That's going to go up as well. Your mortgages and all that stuff, that continues to go up. Your property tax continues to go up because MPAC comes and reassesses your house and says, hey, your house used to be worth $200,000. Now it's worth $300,000. So you're paying taxes on $300,000 now instead of $200,000. And they get to do that whenever the hell they feel like it. All of your things go up.
Wish
Your
we had like
car prices go
wish
up.
we had like a student. Wish we have a student wage, and then we had like an entry level wage, and then we had like if you're let's say Norwegian countries, right? Everybody's educated, post secondary. Everyone gets educated, right? So they don't depend on minimum wage, or they don't just are stuck in a minimum wage, or they just say, "Fuck it, I'm making $50 an hour now. If I can get $1 here and there, I'm good with that." But if we had like entry level wages, which would be maybe 15, and then we went to everybody's skilled, everybody's has a educational background, and then they go off to the world and contribute better, have more money. Like I think our system's really flawed, really flawed.
Well, okay, so a guy who's 40 years old, minimum wage when you were in high school was what, $6.80?
It wasn't. I think I was near. Amy and I talked about this the other day. I think it was like $7.50 or something like that.
Okay, so you start at $7.50 out of high school. Let's say you got $1 raise every year, whatever,
Yep.
50-cent raise every year. You'd be at like $22-23. You're making pretty decent money. Whatever, you're happy with what's going on. You're making $45,000-$50,000 a year, maybe with overtime. You're happy with that. Now all of a sudden, Joe Blow, 15 years old, needs a job, and he's getting $14 an hour, $15 an hour starting next year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You just worked your whole life to get to where you're at.
Yeah. How slow? But how slow it was progressing. Now it's just next thing you know, they just suddenly just jack it up, like you said.
The people that are going to be hurt the most are the people that were making $14 an hour and $15 an hour. Those are the people that are hurt the most.
Yeah.
Anyone who's made 14 to 20 an hour before is who's going to be hurt the most, because we increased our wages accordingly. Not quite incrementally, like we're not going up 21%, but we're going fairly decent. Because I don't think it's fair, and I think they're going to need more money. And we had to put that cost back on our customers, so now the customers are paying more. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know, man. It's a crazy.
We're in a serious transition period in our lives right now.
Sorry, my cough's taking over.
But
here.
it is. It's a serious. It's like I don't know. Everything happens every so many years. Like I was talking to my dad the other day. He said what he was making when he started off in life, and
their houses were like $10,000.
Yeah, but even when he was making an hour back in the 70s to even now, or not to now, before the increase, I'm sorry, when I was making minimum wage, how many years I went by where it was really slow. Like there was 30 years of just very slow increments. And then suddenly they go, boom, we're making $5 more an hour than we were the year ago.
Right.
That's fucked.
And here's the thing. When our parents were making $4 an hour, they had a house, they had a car, they had a boat. All their expenses were paid, but they didn't have things like, $150 data bills and cell phones. They didn't have Cogeco $150. They didn't have a lot of these, they didn't have a closet full of clothes.
And everything, interest rate kills us these days, right?
Everything's on, they paid cash for it. Now you pay on credit card and you're paying crazy amounts.
It's just like, it's a full cycle of never paying. You're paying just to get them off your back, but you're never paying it off. It's a fucked up world. It's a tough world. I'm worried for my children. You should be worried for your children. Joe's a young man. He's entering this world.
Joe, I need some Benylin.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's scary, and I think these people that are running our country are fucking not bright.
I get it. I get the purpose. You wanted $15 an hour as a minimum wage because you did some math and you thought $15 an hour was enough to survive. Well, it no longer is, because everything that you need to spend money on is now more money. Okay, it now costs more to do everything incrementally. We, as a small business, have gone up 21%, right? Your take home at the end of the day is not 21%. It might be 10, because now you're in the next tax bracket. Now your child tax benefit is gone. Now your OSAP is gone. Now your subsidies for sports are gone. Your subsidies for childcare are gone or cut, because now you're making more money. And nobody changed the math on that. Nobody changed the math on that. So now you're in the next tax bracket. It's not going to happen. And you're in the exact same. Nobody's in better shape. Nobody. The people that were making minimum wage before are in no better shape. The people that are in $15 an hour are in worse shape. And it is what it is. I mean, it will all even out. As a business, you can't. The money has to come from somewhere. Okay? The business owners, maybe these giant corporations that everyone's talking about with these big owners, these are publicly traded companies. That's its own problem. Okay, the fact that you let these businesses grow and grow to that point and make that amount of money and be publicly traded, it's completely different. As a small business, you might be making 3 or 4% profit, and you need that in case of emergencies or whatever else. Your salaries are not much more than your supervisors or the people that are working for you, and you're putting all the risk on the line. And these people are hurting. Okay, they did everything, lobbied against this from day one because they can't do it. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce has not wanted to do this, and they pushed it through. And we'll see what happens. I mean, we're only 1 week in. Tim Hortons, what they do? They cut benefits or something to people?
Yeah, they cut the benefits. They reduced hours.
But your cost just went up 21%. Okay, so for us, 70% of our expenses is labor. 70% of our expenses. We have rent, bills, hydro and all that stuff, food costs, and labor. It went up it's 70%. It's going up 21%. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Where's that money going to come from? It's not coming out of my pocket because my pockets are empty. So it's coming out of my customer's pocket. So I have to increase prices incrementally to match that increase. So what are people not getting about that? So does the person have more money at the end of the day if he's spending more money?
Well, the other guys, the other side of the spectrum, they're thinking, well, how much more money do you need to make? You're a business owner, right? because they don't know. They don't know. It's almost like it's a divide. People either are educated on the other end, and the ones that are
because we're living in a big box world where there's a Best Buy, there's a Tim Hortons, and there's a Costco on every corner in every city, right? So that's all people see. But the world is really run by all these small shops in between that, and they're all gonna hurt.
I'm worried about the small guys, the big chains. I mean, we make those chains successful. We go to those drive-thrus.
Well, we want the cheapest. Everyone wants the cheapest. They don't want to buy it from the small guy. They want to go get it here because it's cheaper. Why would I buy it off Sam for $50 when I get it from Amazon for $10? And so you buy it from Amazon. And Sam doesn't. It costs Sam $10. Look at chicken, for example. You raise a chicken for me and pluck it and cook it and sell it for $8 and make a profit.
Yeah.
How the hell do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Well, Costco does it, no problem.
They do it. They do it. Well, they buy them at the bulk, right? They buy them at bulk,
Well,
and they
sure
buy it
they
from
do.
China. Some of
Right.
it's full of lead. I'm sure of it. Probably not.
I mean, if you want to stop this from happening, support local. Yeah, you're paying a little bit more, but you have to buy local and keep the money in your own community.
Well, I see Tim Hortons and McDonald's. People don't realize, like, let's say every 3 months, it's wait a minute, that's 10 cents more than what I was paying before. Oh yeah, we just raised the prices. This is long before
But I'll tell you
any
something
kind
about
of wage
corporate
increase.
greed. Here's my
That is corporate greed.
Here's my thing
But we
on
keep
corporate
going.
greed. Okay?
We keep going. We don't stop.
It's not okay. Corporate greed. You're a publicly traded company, so you're traded on the stock exchange. Okay. In order for your shareholders to be happy, okay, you need to make more money than you used to make. Okay.
That's all about it. That's what the shareholders are. What they want.
Okay, so if you made $10 last year and you made $10 this year, that's 0% growth. Okay? Nobody gets any money. Shareholders are pissed off. Even though you made $10 and the same amount as last year, that's not good enough. The next year you have to make more than that. So you have growth. The only way to do that is to cut costs. And how do you cut costs? Or increase revenue. You lay off employees, you do it with less people, and you increase prices. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the publicly traded companies are what's destroying the world. It's not. Oh my God! It's like you have these major companies who make $100 million in a year. Okay, if you make $100 million the next year, that's not good enough. So I just used the 10 and 10, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it's $100 million. You made $100 million in 2017. You need to make $110 million this year in order for your shareholders to be happy. Because if you make 100 again,
What are you
that's
doing?
zero growth.
You're not progressing. Yeah.
You're not progressing.
Yeah.
They're not happy. And that's the problem right there. And all these major companies are all publicly traded.
Mm-hmm.
So if every company that we're purchasing things from has to do this, then they all have to cut corners. They all have to get their products shipped out of China. They have to lay off people. They have to run as lean as possible. They have to cut as many corners as possible, and they have to increase prices. That's the only way to do it. And it's not one guy in charge of the whole thing. You have a CEO and a board of directors. And if they're not doing well, they get fired, and their kids don't eat anymore. So they have to cut these costs and make these decisions because they also have kids to feed.
Yeah. Nobody thinks of that. Eh?
Right?
Well, he's making $10
Because
million.
if he doesn't cut costs and if he doesn't increase prices, he gets fired. He no longer has a job. And
Everybody has families. Everybody has someone to feed.
everyone has kids to feed. And the same with politicians. They make these decisions because they have kids to feed.
Well, I don't know with that one. That's down with that one.
You have 4 years
I can
as
tell
a
you what the biggest
politician.
problem is. Here's the biggest problem. We live in Ontario.
Yeah, unterrible.
And unfortunately, the government that's running this place is fucking ruining it. And that's the way it is. And guess what? All this is changing. All of this is
We have a
changing.
major
All
election
at
coming
once. There you go.
Major election coming up, and I hope everyone comes out and decides to vote this year.
You know
because
who they depend on? Toronto. Toronto runs our. That's who the Liberal Party depends on. I don't want to get too much into politics, but they're going to get in again.
Ontario should almost be
I hate to
split
say
up.
it, but nobody else.
You should almost split up Ontario. There should be a Toronto district and everybody else because all these rules and all these laws are coming out just for Toronto.
That's all
that
it is.
Don't affect us.
That's right.
It doesn't affect Amherstburg.
That's right.
It doesn't even affect Windsor. It affects Toronto.
That's where the money's at. That's right. And the small guy's getting it. Sorry we got such a sad show for you guys in Windsor Essex, but this is the reality. This is happening. And,
I got a bad throat going on here.
you need to let that go.
You know what the good news
need to
is,
have the
though?
moment.
I wish I was 24 years old so I get free fucking drugs, too.
Oh. Yeah.
Maybe we'll save that for next week's episode.
We'll save that for next episode. Episode, what would that be? 7? Episode 7?
Yeah, we'll do
say
episode 7 soon.
Yeah, we'll say that for 7.
Listen, I have a lot more to say. Unfortunately, my throat's giving me a hard time, and I keep coughing because I'm very passionate about this. But the fact that everyone is blaming minimum wage as if it's the devil, it wasn't minimum wage, okay? That was enough money at one time, okay? In 1980, $11.40 an hour was a fortune, okay? You know what I mean?
Well, apparently,
But costs have gone
welfare
up.
is you can live on a wage. Like, you can live on welfare.
Increasing wages hasn't helped. Minimum wage has always been minimum wage. And now $14 an hour is minimum wage, okay? You didn't get any, you're still at the minimum. We need to reduce the cost of stuff.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Cost.
And like,
How to live our lives cheaper.
if you can't live off of your old minimum wage, then why do you have a cell phone? Because for, I don't know, all of eternity, up until the last 6 years, nobody had cell phones.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't need a $100 data bill anymore. Maybe you don't need 10 meg up, 10 meg down.
That was
from
my
Cogeco.
argument. That was my argument the other day. No one's gonna adjust the way they live because things change. They keep just spending, or they keep like, let's say gas prices will go up to $1.30, $1.50. They'll bitch about it. They keep getting gas.
Keep getting gas.
Got to keep going, right?
Right.
Or this happens, or anything that happens, they keep paying. We keep paying. But we don't adjust our lifestyles.
We don't adjust lifestyles.
We just bitch about it. I mean,
And you look at everybody, it's like you're trying to keep up with your neighbors. Like, well, they have all this
Yeah.
and they have all that. They just have more credit. They have more debt. That's what they have. They don't have anything more than you. They have more debt
yeah, because
they haven't
they're living
defaulted
a-
on any bills, so they're willing
Yeah.
to take out more credit, live a little riskier lifestyle.
That's right. No, thank you.
Everybody's in debt. You look at the richest guy in your street. Guess what? He doesn't own shit. The bank does. He just is able to make a monthly payment. That's
My
larger than what you
parents
can
have
do.
no clue the lifestyles we live, because my dad, mom, they've owned their home since they were when they got married at an early age. They've owned their home since 72. Imagine having a home, and it's still, by the way, they live in the same home to this
Yeah,
day.
and guess what? Same couches,
Same couch, same
toaster.
Yep, same.
I think you still get the same car in the garage.
They had the same dining room table, no, not dining, the kitchen table, same nightstands.
So what
same
do their expenses consist of?
hydro bill,
And fucking Canadian living
gas
subscription.
bill, and their bell bill, which they complain about because
And
it's too
fucking
high.
Reader's Digest every month.
The house is super cold. It's super hot in the summer.
They could live off minimum wage, no problem, I bet.
Well, according to my dad, he's like, I'm making more than minimum wage still to this day on my pension. I'm like, you know what? Man, oh man.
Yeah, it's its own problem.
Yeah, he's got his own problem. He likes to save money.
I'm gonna reorganize my thoughts on the whole publicly traded companies thing, and like we'll come back with that maybe in a couple weeks, because I've got a lot more to say about that, and I'm not feeling the greatest right now, and we didn't really do a whole lot of research for
You
this
getting
show.
sick?
You know what, Randy? Did anyone else have fucking people in their houses over the holidays?
Well, Joe never gets sick.
I never get fucking sick. My house was fucking full, Randy. People coming in and out.
I never get sick.
I got fucking okay. So like a day after Christmas, we're having Christmas dinner at our house, and someone comes in and is like, "Clear the bathroom! Clear the bathroom!"
Oh boy.
Comes running in, coming out both ends. I don't know what's going on. I'm not feeling great. Let me kiss the baby.
On both ends.
Again, like you're kissing everybody and like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. This is the one time a year that bug may have gotten to me, just a touch.
You know what?
Having a little trouble fighting it off.
I can tell you what you should get.
What should I get,
They
Randy?
got oils for that.
They got oil for that.
doTERRA. And you know what? Amy was feeling like shit because I had the flu. I was in here coughing,
Yeah,
hacking. Even Joe was doing the same thing. I might have got him.
Hopefully I'm not
I might have
sick.
gave Joe the HIV. I don't know. But I was sick. Taylor had a little bit of it. Well, Taylor seems to be always. He's dramatic. But
Also very,
but
very
Amy,
beautiful and intelligent and very funny.
That's right. All of those. She's a trifecta.
And dramatic.
She's a trifecta.
The four-factor.
The trifecta. So Amy's like, I'm getting sick. I feel it in my throat. I'm coughing. It's coming, Rain. It's coming. I'm like, what's coming? No, she's like, it's coming. She's like, I don't feel good. I said, okay. She's like, I'm going to take this doTERRA oil. I looked in the book. I'm going to do this. And she did it. 2 days later,
Gone.
like it never, and I'm like, and I've seen other results from this stuff.
Oh, I agree.
It's all
my
natural.
My wife's an
It's
oil bird.
extract, natural extract.
My
right?
wife's an oil bird. She like tonight. I'll go home and I'll have a
Oil
scratchy
bird.
throat, and she'll put on the what do you call it? Not the vaporizer. The
Yeah. It's a dehumidifier or humidifier or something
Yeah,
like that.
the
It's a vaporizer.
Vaporizer. No, what's it actually called?
It's an deuterizer.
Anyway, just put some oils in there. I'll feel great. Hopefully, I'm better by next week.
I had the rolling ball on my back. Sore back, rolling ball on the back.
I can't guarantee I'll be better for next week's episode, but for sure the episode after that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 7-day episode. Anyway, we're gonna finish up this episode.
Why don't you finish it up with a feel-good story, Randy?
Okay, there, Ralph.
I'll just sit this part out.
Yeah, feel good story of the week. I mean, this is touched close to home, or the homeless. I mean, the Windsor Fire Department shuts down the homeless shelter
Unbelievable.
on the coldest day in
Way
history.
to go, Windsor. You guys are real heroes.
Hold up, though. Wait a minute. They deemed unsafe. Homeless shelter.
Isn't fucking sleeping
Homeless shelter unsafe. Isn't outside unsafe? That's the first question. Wait, still unsafe, but they can say, wait, they gotta go. Wait, unsafe. So this is insane, in my opinion. I mean, I'm pretty sure a fire would be a good thing. People could stay warm,
You know
right?
what? As a homeless person in the middle of winter, I kind of like fire.
You think? Yeah, I would like to be warm around a fire.
I mean, if I was homeless and I had my choice between the sidewalk and a building that may not be right up to code, I think I'd take the building that's not up to code.
I mean, at one point, can you say, okay, like come spring, we'll make sure this place is in order. If you have a fire,
Well, there's liability, Randy. What about insurance? What about liability?
what about just
You're on the hook for that.
What
Randy.
about just helping people?
There's personal liability. There could be a lawsuit.
What about just helping people?
You know what? The world's gone crazy, man.
Anyway, we're gonna finish it off with a little picture back here. We got America. Let's make America great again. How about let's look at this picture. Let's make Trudeau a drama teacher again. How about that picture, eh, Joe? Thanks. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up. We'll see you guys in 7 days when John's not healthy.
Peace out.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace out. Ciao.